E-way bill. So E-way bill is going to be implemented from 2018, more specifically February 2018, as decided by the latest GST Council. So electronic way bill, E-way bill was there even before GST also. Different state governments had their own kind of E-way bill with own specifications. Now the E-way bill is going to be the same format throughout the country after this GST regime. So it is government is going to test it on a pilot basis from January. Thereafter, from February, it will be available in a full-fledged manner. So one of the important criteria, one of the important point for E-way bill is that E-way bill would reduce tax evasion to a greater extent. So that is one of the main aim of the government. Having said that, the GST revenue is considerably decreasing month on month. Therefore, government feels that E-way bill must be implemented as early as possible in order to check the revenue leakage. So what is E-way bill? A way bill is a receipt or a document issued by a carrier giving details and instructions relating to the shipment of a consignment of goods, and the details include name of consignor, consignee, the point of origin of the consignment, its destination and route. So with regard to E-way bill, there are three kinds of persons are involved. One, the one who is sending the goods, the one who is receiving the goods, and the transporter. So three important categories of persons involved are the person who sent the good, received the goods, and the transporter. So it is either a receipt or a document, whatever it may be. It is issued by a carrier and it gives details and instructions relating to shipment of consignment of goods. So the E-way bill contains various instructions as well as details with regard to the shipment made, with regard to the consignment of goods. And what are the details? Name of the consignor who is sending the goods, name of the consignee, the point of origin of the consignment, the destination, and the route through which it is traveling. So E-way bill is basically a complaints mechanism whereby a digital interface, by way of a digital interface, the person causing the movement of goods uploads the relevant information prior to the commencement of movement of goods and generates E-way bill on the GST portal. So E-way bill is the electronic way bill. It is basically a complaints mechanism. So it is basically a complaints mechanism only, nothing more than that. Wherein, by way of a digital interface, the important thing is that there is an electronic interface. There is a digital interface in order to transport the goods. So, there is an interface. The digital interface is available with regarding to transportation of goods. The person causing the movement of goods uploads the relevant information prior to the commencement of movement of goods. So, even before the transportation starts, the relevant information is being uploaded in the portal. So the person causing the movement of goods uploads the relevant information prior to the commencement of the movement of goods and generates E-way bill on the GST portal. So the E-way bill is being generated in the GST portal. So Rule 138 provides a E-way bill mechanism. In this context, it is important to know that information is to be furnished prior to the commencement of movement of goods. Even before the goods transportation starts, the information has to be furnished and is to be issued whether the movement is in relation to a supply or for reasons other than supply. This is very important. There can be reasons for the movement of goods. It can be for in relation to a sale of goods. For sale purpose, it can be transported from one place to another. For other than sales purpose also, the goods can be transported from one place to another. So it is very important. Even for supply related context, the transportation can happen. For reasons other than supply also, the transportation can happen. So who should generate the E-way bill and why? Why should the E-way bill be generated and who should generate it? So E-way bill is to be generated by the consignor or consignee himself if the transportation is being done in own or hired conveyance or by railways or by air or by vessel. So it is to be generated either by the consignor of the goods or by the consignee himself. If it is transportation can happen in the own conveyance or the hired conveyance, or it can happen through train, or it can happen through air or through vessel. If the goods are handed over to a transporter for transportation by road, E-way bill is to be generated by the transporter. So the common form of transportation of goods is normally by road. If the goods are handed over to a transporter for transportation by road, the E-way bill is to be generated by the transporter. Where neither the consignor nor the consignee generates a e-way bill and the value of goods is more than 5,000, it shall be the responsibility of the transporter to generate it. So they have fixed a threshold limit of 50,000, beyond which e-way bill is compulsory. So if the consignor or the consignee, both of them are not generating the e-way bill, and the value of the goods carried is more than 50,000, in that case the responsibility is automatically shifted to the transporter to generate it. Further, it has been provided that where goods are sent by a principal located in one state to a job worker located in another state, e-way bill shall be generated by the principal irrespective of the value of consignment. We also know that for reasons other than supply, as said that for reasons other than supply also, this e-way bill can be generated. So, if the goods are sent from one place to another by a principal who is located in one state to a job worker located in another state, e-way bill shall be generated by the principal irrespective of the value of the consignment.